Good good evening, guys. Good evening. This is Spirit Journey. And yes, I'm just relaxing right now. And I'm going to discuss some things. Um, I just started hearing about this topic, I think it was yesterday. And all day today, I hope you guys could hear me. All day today, I was watching videos, and there's a video I was just watching it a moment ago that you can see in the monitor to the right of this screen. Um, going to talk about the Neverland, Leaving Neverland documentary. Very, very emotional for me. And I'll say up front, I want to note up front, I did not, yes, hello, viewer. Good evening, I should say. Yes, I want to say up front, I did not see the documentary. So again, I cannot talk about things in the movie, um, but I did watch videos of people who saw the movie. But my thing, what I'll be discussing is the topic of molestation and how it affects me. I did see the post movie with Oprah and the two alleged um, people who were allegedly molested. Now, at least one of them that was had said under oath that Michael Jackson did not molest him or violate him in any way. And he said this over the years, that nothing happened. But all of a sudden now, how this makes me feel. Well, again, I've never met Michael Jackson, and I've never met these two men, so I have no personal knowledge. But I will discuss my impression. And I will be discussing a little bit what happened to me growing up in life as someone who was victimized by a molester, which was at least two family members of mine. Yay, hi Tammy. Yes. Okay. So what happened? But my thoughts again. Um, I just get a bad feeling about the interview with Oprah about the leaving Neverland. I feel creeped out, and I feel there's something that's not sitting right, something um, disingenuous. And again, I was violated as a small child, and even it could have no more than 3 years ago. Another family member of mine had called me out of the blue, stating that he witnessed something happening in my room when I was asleep, and I thought that was traumatizing for me to hear. Um, so I'm very sensitive to the issue. That's what I want to know. I mean, what I want to say up front. So you know where I'm coming from, and it's up to you if you want to listen to this live stream. I like to be upfront with people about my intentions and my feelings on something. So again, I did not see Leaving Neverland. I've never met Michael Jackson. I've never met those two alleged people who said that they were molested by Michael Jackson, and that I come from a background of someone who was molested by my own family members, and how it makes me feel even now. And so watching Oprah um, seemed to be, I took it as she was supporting this documentary, Leaving Neverland. And again, in the past, Oprah did interview Michael Jackson when he was alive, and she seemed really chummy with him, and went to Neverland and been there, and she didn't seem uncomfortable being around him. But all of a sudden now, she's supporting a documentary that puts Michael Jackson, who's now deceased for almost 10 years. This June will make it 10 years since his passing. And I don't understand how, I mean, why now? And again, he's deceased, so he cannot speak up and give his side of the story, whatever. And it seems like there's a big consensus of people who are feeling uncomfortable about this movie. I mean, this documentary, Leaving Neverland. Um, but again, I didn't see Leaving Neverland documentary, but I did watch the Oprah Winfrey um, discussing the documentary with the two alleged victims, and listening, and I watched several interviews with the two guys, and it's just something when I look at them, these two men now, I do not perceive any truth coming from them. I don't see it. Yes, so Tammy's saying that extortionist. It's just something that I, I just don't feel it from them. Like when people look with their eyes, okay, when people look with their eyes, I mean, some people are better lives than others, okay, granted. But when I look into their eyes, their affect, okay, I don't see, I do not perceive truth. I do not, I do not perceive it. But maybe other people will look at these two guys and maybe they have a different opinion. But when I look at them, I do not perceive truth. I see, like with the eyes, like when people are telling, when I perceive truth in people, what they're saying, their eyes, the energy from their eyes come. It sounds weird, but it's just a perception for me that it comes out of their eyes. But with these guys, it's something going in. It's like something holding back, pulling in. And I see this in their whole being. I feel I don't perceive anything of truth or reality in them. Again, I was not a big Michael Jackson fan. Of course, I've heard of Michael Jackson. I'm from the States. I've heard his music. So I'm not so like a big fan of his that no matter what he allegedly did or not, without to just choose sides because of being a fan. I'm just going by individual, and I mean he's just an individual to me, and just something I it's just not sitting right with me. Okay, so my watching these two guys, it's just how I feel. Again, it's just how I feel. Again, I don't know these guys, and um, it's not like they're on trial. Even though they gave at least one of them gave the testimony. Yes, thank you, Tammy. That they see cash. Yes, that um, he said under oath that he didn't do anything. Michael Jackson did not do anything to him. So how come now he's saying something? And again, he was interviewed on more than one occasion as an adult, and he seemed very relaxed and everything. And he kind of chuckled when someone would say, "Oh, where did Michael touch you?" And he just kind of chuckled it off. His body language was very relaxed and everything, very relaxed. So if someone is being sexually traumatized daily as a 7-year-old to 14, if I heard right. Okay, that's 14, no, that's 7 years. Now, 7 years of daily sexual contact with a male adult. I mean, my being 7 years old, I was extremely timid child at 7. And again, Michael Jackson had those uneven skin tone back then. So a little child of 7 seeing a naked man, an adult man with spots on his body would scare him, I would imagine. But he's never made mention about seeing spots on his body, an adult man's body. And again, this same guy is saying that he saw when he's a little child, the video what Michael Jackson did, when he was dressed in costume with like the wolf and all that, and that he was afraid that Michael Jackson was going to turn into a wolf. So if he's saying that he will be afraid because of his Michael Jackson's video, when he's dressed like a wolf, and he's going to stay in his room. And again, Michael Jackson had that skin condition, so he makes no mention about the spots on the man's body. I know if I'm 7 years old, I'm going to question, what is that? Mommy, I see he got spots on his private parts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But nothing like that. Okay? And why are these parents exposing Michael to, yes, Michael, I can't even pronounce the name. Thank you, Tammy. So all this, why would a parent bring a kid over to see a 50-year-old guy? And this is going to sound bad. And what I'm going to say now is going to really sound bad. And but I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Okay. I noticed something. So I'm very observant. I may not understand everything that I see, but my feelings are, it's like a red flag to me. Why is it that over the years since 93, that why are all the accusers of Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson, why are there no black people? Okay? All the alleged victims are either white, Jewish, or Hispanic. And I want to know why, and I think one might have been Asian, but at least one's white, Jewish, and Hispanic. Why are these ethnic groups so interested in being around black people and being around, I should say specifically, Michael Jackson? And back in the 1990s, these demographics did not want to associate with black people. So a mom who, socially, the white community, Jewish community, and Hispanic community in general don't want to really associate with black people. But but a parent's gonna say, I'm gonna bring you over to Michael Jackson. See, it's about money, and that you have some members of these demographics. Not all. You have some decent people in these demographics. Not all of these people are bad. Some are beautiful, 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 beautiful people, but not those individuals that attack Michael Jackson. So you have some people of those groups, and the parents in particular send their children to be connected with Michael Jackson. But socially, in those days, those people did not associate socially with us. So why all of a sudden now? Yes, because he had a big heart. Yes, but Michael is not the only black person with a big heart, you know? Other people, but socially, they didn't associate with us. But you're saying it's okay to associate, though, with Michael Jackson, but not the rest of the black community. And then he brings you on board because he trusts you. He was open to the parents. He's open with the children. And again, Michael Jackson did not seem to target loners. See, real perverts look for loners. People, kids that are not mainstream, or who are by themselves, who look depressed. They don't look for people that have intact families, like husbands and moms and they look for loners. Pedophiles look for loners, people who they could take advantage of and no one give a hoot about them. But these are families, you know. So that someone brought that point up in one of the videos I watched, and that was a very good point. Again, I've never met any of these individuals, but it's just my feelings. That's all I'm expressing here. My feelings as someone who has been molested by several members of my own family, and I'm still trying to overcome that. Sometimes like watching the films, the different YouTube videos, I start to feel like an attack, like a body memory, like a flashback start to want to pop in my mind. So it's really affecting me in a negative way, and that's why I'm doing this video. Okay. You have to ask yourself, why now? Why? It's almost this June will make it 10 years of Michael Jackson's passing. So what will make these two guys do this? And then one of them was saying that, it's not about the money, but yet he tried to sue the estate of Michael Jackson, I think for $1 billion. So how could you say it's not about the money when you try to get that kind of money from him? $1 billion. That's with a B as in boy. And then some other stuff. I watched many, all day. That's what I did today, all day, listening to videos regarding Michael Jackson and this documentary called Leaving Neverland. I think it is an agenda right now, because now you have, three high-profile people. You have Michael Jackson, which is the latest, and then you had R. Kelly, and then you had the Smollett. Three major black men being targeted for some sexual stuff. Why is this? Is this a coincidence? No, it's not. This is not a coincidence. This is all by design. And that's what my spirit is taking, is feeling right now. It is all by design. And it makes me anxious. It's like a red flag, like an antenna is like shaking really violently of all this. And I'm angry. And it's like triggering, they are doing the same thing with R. Kelly. Yes. Now, I don't know any of these performers. And everything is just really pretty much secondhand or actual videos or interviews with these individuals or over YouTube. That's all the thing that I know. But it's something going on. And this is a smoke screen. In my opinion, I believe all what you're seeing now with these three black male um, performers, this is a smoke screen and a moneymaker. You notice it seems like um, more, how do you say, um, when you have black people on the media of when something happens bad, the ratings and the money making behind it is higher than anybody else, it seems. Remember the O.J. Simpson trial, the same type of phenomenon. Yes, scapegoating. Yes, it's the same phenomenon. See, I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's certain themes, and that's what this video is also about. It's about a recurrent theme of all this, and it's having people agitated who a commentary. It's making and generating a lot of money for people. But why is it always being siphoned off of our community? All these three men are, whether they did it or not, it's something behind it that is profiteering off of these phenomenon. So also what I want to talk about is myself. As I mentioned up front in this video, that I am a survivor of child molestation and how it affects me today. For one, how it's affecting me now, as I mentioned, I'm very anxious right now in my body, in my emotions. I feel triggered watching the Oprah Winfrey talk to those two guys that allegedly got molested by Jackson. Is triggering severe anxiety within me, and I feel almost like that the Oprah Winfrey show with these two men that allege molestation, like in the audience, like I think it's very, like they were trying to be very clever. Whoever who set it up, they have in the audience people who were or sexually violated or raped as a child as guests in the audience, okay? And then you're going to have a film, a so-called documentary. And again, I did not see this actual documentary, but on my screen now to my right, I was just watching a video of someone who has it playing on in the background, this Leaving Neverland documentary on. So I'm hearing it that way, but I personally did not see it. Okay, but this kid, this guy, in the video I'm watching now, that's to the right on the screen, is playing it. But I put it on pause now, so it won't go on, and so there's no copyright, whatever. But I think it's by design. So you're going to have it's graphic. It's verbally graphic. This Leaving Neverland documentary, extremely sexually charged verbiage about what Michael Jackson allegedly did to these two boys, and that was causing like a trigger within my body, an anxiety, almost like an anxiety attack within me. I think to expose an audience that type of material, it's triggering them as well. And it's like indirectly saying, oh, let's do a documentary, make it very verbally, very explicit, and then have former people who were molested as children watch it to give it more credibility. This is really milking an audience. Yeah. Wow, these snaky creeps are such lies. Yes, yes, that's how I feel. And so I think it's so manipulative. It's so one-sided. Let's get a man who's deceased for almost 10 years, have these two guys who said under oath that Michael Jackson never did anything to them, and then say, "Oh well, I lied, and that wasn't the case. That's not what happened." And then now, as an adult, many years later, for whatever reason, oh, he did this, and it's so graphic. I was told the details. Now, how he, as a grown man, could say to such detail what happened, but at the time when you're being interviewed, you have no recollections, and your parents ask you right off, "Hey, did they torture inappropriately, whatever?" And you say no, and you even helped his case. So it's not like he didn't understand, because at what point did he understand? And then the argument, well, when I that he became a parent, and he was afraid for his kid to get molested. Okay, so let's say you go there with that argument, and then you turn it around. Now, Michael Jackson, at that time that they were allegedly molested, he had three little kids. So you don't care about those little kids? Hello? You don't care about those little kids. But now you have this love for children because you have your own. It's baloney. So so what I wanted to talk about with this, see see, this documentary is leaving you with a mindset of what a pervert looks like, acts like, talk like. Michael Jackson was eccentric in his physical appearance. He was different. Many people in the arts, whether a singer, a dancer, a painter, they're different in the way they carry themselves. Yes, I would say that is true with Michael. But is he a sexual predator? That's another story. So, you have a film that exploits Michael Jackson's personality, and then have an audience that is specifically people who were molested as children as viewers of this documentary, and now it's all kosher now. They have a discussion, and Oprah allegedly saying something like, "Oh, and it felt good them touching you in that your private parts." I just can't believe someone would say that. Disgusting. So I feel it was to trigger these poor victims of the audience, traumatizing them. So what does a pedophile look like? Well, let me tell you what the one that molested me looks like. Okay, it was a family member. One is deceased and the other one is still around, has access to children, and I was told that they had violated one of his new children, and that he sexually violated one of them. I was told, again, I was not witness to that of his new children. I was not physically there, but I was told what he had done. I know what he did to me, that he had sexually violated that girl when she was 1 month old. 1 month old. So what does a pervert look like? A pervert is someone When they have the opportunity, they'll do it, even to a 1-month-old child. My niece. And I have no way to get in contact with her. And I just hope in the grapevine that somehow she'll get the help. And yes, I did contact authorities. Yes, I did. And with some sexual predators, the police know about them. The authorities know about them, but they fail to act. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why they do that. Why is it that with this Michael Jackson, all of a sudden you have lawyers that are taking the case of one of these people, these alleged victims, and have no proof? If you get a lawyer, and I think for a period of 6 years using these lawyers aren't for free. No lawyer's going to take a case and work on it for 6 years without money unless there's something going on. That's something. They're doing it for a reason, not because they love you. Yet I can't get help for these little children, relatives of mine, that is living with 2 children. And the wife knows about him and is sticking by him. You know that what this makes me so angry? I'm so livid. So this is what I'm feeling these days. That I'm watching these type of shows about people who, in my opinion, again, I don't know those people, who making accusations without proof, and having support, lawyers, and they were investigated. Michael Jackson was investigated for 10 years undercover by the FBI. I was told in a video. Again, I don't know, but that's what was said. And I would tend to think that's true, that he's under investigation. When you're having a high-profile person and they want to pull them down, you bet they're going to be scoped. So my situation, what does a pervert look like? Okay, perverts look for opportunity. Perverts, they could be clean-shaven. He's well-spoken. This pervert that I know, this family member, and he's trusted by people. I kid you not. You would never know it. You would never know it. See, a real predator doesn't look like a predator necessarily. Not look like the so-called weirdo-looking people. They could look like anyone that you work with at your job. They may have some education. Yeah. What else? They even go to church. Yeah. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this story. Now, one of the perverts in my family, I had to leave that house. I wanted to believe that people change. See, that was another thing. They don't change. Perverts don't change. Real perverts, molesters, rapists, they don't change. And so what happened to me? I wanted to believe that what happened to me was just something in the past, and people make mistakes, and you should forgive because I'm a Christian, and they might have changed. and I came back home, and then one of them tried to attack me physically. The person made a sexual overture to me, and it shocked me at the time. So I left home, and I moved into a shelter. Yes, I'm putting it out there. I went to a shelter to live, and I was not given emotional support by some family members. But it turned out that a second pervert in my family, I'm sorry, I'm getting, mixing a lot of, saying a lot of different things. um, but yeah, I thought they changed, but they didn't. That was my point. They didn't change. And so this brother of mine that molested me, he has access again to be around children. The point with this person. This brother of mine had moved back home. And you know what? I found out, but I can see truth does come out. That's another component in this. That a pervert does leave a trail because they're slugs at heart. Okay? A slug always leave a trail. But you have to be very perceptive and quiet to see it. Okay? Because it's the nature. See, perverts are driven by their nature, their true nature. Yes, or demons, Tammy. Yeah, that's what Tammy says, right? That's correct. And so, this deviant of a family member of mine that is still living, okay? He's living in Nevada. That's right, I said it. He's living in Nevada. I'm not going to give his address because his two children are still living with him as far as I know. And his so-called wife, new wife. And so what happened now? So this brother of mine had gone to back home. And I was told so I'm not gonna give name of this person who told me this person I never discussed with this person what they had done to me, anything about about my brother's arrest. I never shared that with them. But one day, this person said, "Oh, I saw your brother. Your brother was in church, and how he became friends with the little girl in the church." I said, "He doesn't go." I said, "Are you You must be mistaking. That brother doesn't go to church. Maybe you mean some other brother of mine, but he doesn't go to church." He says, "Yeah, I know your brother. The blah 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 blah." And he befriended a little girl in the church, and the little girl felt so sad when he left the church. He went there for a while, and then he stopped going, and blah 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 blah. Now, how is it that in a church, and it's a Catholic church, things like that could happen in any denomination, but it's just so typical, the Catholic Church and those perverted priests. But either way, he was going there. Why he going there? My concern is that when one of his daughters, when I saw that she might be going away for college, so that's going to leave only one of them left. And my concern that he might really violate his remaining daughter. And I was already told that he violated the older of the two girls, and that when she was a month old, that she was fingered, if you know what I mean, by him. I am so disgusted with this brother. And I did see him recently at a family function. I stayed away from him after learning about him doing that to his daughter from his new family. That's what I was told. Again, I'm not there, but that's what I was told. And I'm very angry. And I hope that if the person who I found out that from, I invite you to to tell the authorities in Nevada. That's at least you can do. At least I'm not going to ever give your name, okay? But I feel you as an adult should go to the authorities. You could even do it anonymous and just tell them how you found out so that those girls could be protected. And I feel that, see, the pattern never changed. See, that's all the component. They don't change. And that the MO is like you befriending. The perverts are very social. They're social. They like to, they're very disarming. They'll talk to people, talk to children in particular, and win their trusts, make them laugh, okay? They do that. They're really good at that. And they go to church and prey on your little girls or boys, who knows. So so how is it that if you're an adult male and he went by himself, so how is it that, oh my goodness, did you say that these girls were, yes, I did say that. Yes, I did. Yes, so he fingered a 1-month-old baby, his own. Yes, I did. Yes, I said that. Yes, I said that. And see, when you see a slug leaves a trail. See, they get cocky. Yes, he's fucking nasty. Fucking nasty. So that's why I'm so angry and anxious watching this Leaving Neverland documentary. See, I have this information, so I'm angry for a reason. I'm not just angry because it's fashionable to be angry. Yes, it's very heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. A 1-month-old baby. He has a record. Yes, I called the authorities on that fucking faggot. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me. I didn't mean to say that word. I'm getting excited. My apology to use the F word. I'm very sorry. See, I'm angry, and that this is a pervert, and that you have people who know he has a record, and yes, I did call the authorities on him years ago, and yes, he was arrested, but get this, he was not arrested for molesting me or these other people because the statute ran out. But they did arrest, give him some jail time for having child pornography. So it's known. And then despite all that, and despite my going to the authorities and telling them that he is not to be in any contact with children, yes, that's right, Tammy, again. What? Yes, they know. And I said, he did this to me and other people, and I want those children protected. He's not to have any contact, and he's to get mental treatment for his perversion. And they didn't give it to him. Yeah, no justice. So when I see documentaries like Leaving Neverland, and using an audience of people who were sexually traumatized to watch that filth and traumatizing them to win a point over these victims, to increase their what do you call it, the so-called victims' credibility. They're milking their credibility. They're milking these poor victims in the audience, these two alleged victims. So that's why I'm very sensitive about this, okay? For someone who has been trying to protect children and protect children from my brother, that pervert. So, you know, and if someone in my family is watching this, and for you to not do anything, fuck you also. Fuck you. Okay? Excuse me. And don't be calling my house either. Don't be calling my house because some of them do watch my videos, but don't you fucking call my house or anything about this fucking video. Call the cops. You guys know exactly who he is. You know exactly about his pornography, his kiddie porn. Go talk to the authorities. Do not come and harass me. You guys are a bunch of losers. Fuck you all. So anyway, excuse me. Anyway, yeah, don't be fucking calling my house. Don't fuck with me and don't call my house. I am very angry right now. So, how I feel right now. See, you have losers out there. They don't care about me. They jive around, some of them. They know information. They know. And they fail to act. This slime brother of mine who violated me was even, see, they're cocky, and was sending, yeah, my little doggy thinks I'm upset. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's okay, baby. I'm sorry, my little doggy. I don't want you upset. Come here. I'm okay. Mommy Bear's okay. I'm okay, baby. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. So how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, like I was saying, a slug leaves a trail. And that this brother of mine was emailing the child pornography to another family member. And then that family member is telling another family member, honey, if you saw that, you should have called the cops. And then they even protected him, gave him, loaned him money so he can get, what do you call it? Legal aid, legal assistance. So they did all this for this fucking brother of mine, but they didn't do anything for me that I had to go to a homeless shelter to protect myself from my other fucking perverted relative, family member. But then they're helping this pervert. That's what happened. And so it's a trail. A pervert leaves a trail. They get cocky and they start sharing their information with other people because they're testing you out. See, perverts like to do things with other perverts, just like that Harvey Weinstein. Okay, that you know, and everybody knew about Harvey Weinstein in Hollywood, and they made jokes about him, right? So no one, and they knowing, they didn't come to my aid. All those girls, they had information. They saw it. I was the only one that called the authorities multiple times. I'm just really disappointed. I'm just really disappointed in people, how they think. I don't understand why how some of these people you can talk to. Well, I was approached one time, and so I said, why don't you like so and so? So I told them for 2 hours that this person had sexually violated me. And then after the 2 hours, you know what the person had said to me? So I don't know what the problem is. Could you believe that? You tell someone that you were molested and you explain in detail what happened to you for 2 hours to that person, and at the end of that conversation, they said, I don't understand what's wrong. These are the type of people that I had lived with. They have no common sense. They'll protect a pervert, but they don't protect me. They have information and they fail to go to the authorities. Or when I was growing up, this other family member, they called me maybe no more than 3 years ago. And to say that, when we were growing up, I saw so-and-so, when your sister got married and you had your room by yourself, I saw so-and-so sneaking up in your room at midnight and 1 o'clock in the morning. And the person is telling me this, they were mistreating me. They were mean to me, and I don't mean anything sexually, but he said things mean to me all the time. But yet he's telling me 2 or 3 years ago that he remembers seeing this one of the perverts sneaking in my room. So you saw all this. Why didn't you come to my aid? But instead that person mistreated me. I don't understand my family. You're fucking weirdos. You're backwards. You're all backwards. I don't understand you. And now that same person that called me, he says, I love you. I love you, so-and-so. Oh, really? Now this person, I thought after that conversation of him sharing what he saw, what he witnessed, he doesn't want to talk to me now. Oh, I don't want you to call me anymore. What happened? See that? See, people are fake and phony. Fake and phony people are very fickle. Very, very fickle. So, what does a pervert look like? Okay, well, I mentioned that some of them, they like to share their perversions with other people. They present themselves in occupations. One of my abusers was a person in that worked in the school system. Yes, they did. Yeah. So they like access. They like being around children. The other one, okay, he befriended someone in church, a little girl in church. So they go to church because in church a lot of females go to church. Okay. So I'm sharing this information right now for people who have children or love, relatives that are young, what to look out for. They're everywhere. They're in church. They're officials in schools. What else? Um, they look like they dress like regular people. They may be even good looking. They might even be people that women like. I kid you not. Yeah, I kid you not. This is a composite of a sexual deviant and pervert. They're also good liars, very good liars, and they know how to charm people. They're charmers, but they leave a trail. This person that molested me had an arsenal of kiddie porn that the detectives had gotten in their possession of. But yet these detectives allowed my brother access to children. And this person is living in Nevada. So I'm saying, state of Nevada, you're a Catholic, you have a little girl go to Catholic church, well, you better watch out and be aware of these what some would call tall, dark, and handsome individual in your Catholic church. I kid you not. Be wary. Be wary. He's out there. And one of his kids are going to be leaving for school, I heard. Let's say when both kids leave or go to school or go away for school, where is he going to get his fix? Well, I speculate he's going to, I guess, go church hopping. Yes. And I told the authorities this. They know, and they don't act. Why is that? Why is that? I hope my nieces find this video. I hope they find it. And I tell you this, you statute of limitations. There's statutes of limitations. And I'm just saying, get the help you need. Go to the authorities. Go to the authorities. If not for yourself, for those other little girls who don't have voices. I didn't have a voice that people listen to. That's also why I do YouTube, because I wasn't listened to as a child. And when I had told a family member what happened to me, and the person got verbally ugly with me, this other person, he says, "Oh, who would want to touch your breast?" I kid you not. Isn't that ugly? And this is supposed to be someone who loved me. Yeah, love. You'll see who, when it comes to child molestation in families, you're going to see who your real friends or family are. I don't have many family. Yeah, I don't really have much family. And that's what I'm learning with all this stuff, allegations, and see how people treat perverts nicely, but they treat me like shit. Yes. And so I see one thing with victims, true victim. I mean, everybody's different. I shouldn't say true victim, but this is a composite of victims. Many times they overeat, or they undereat. They might be bulimic. They become extremes. With me, I didn't really eat a lot. Well, I was very skinny. I was very withdrawn. Especially around adults, extremely withdrawn. So if you have a child that all of a sudden get real withdrawn, that's a symptom of something's happening to them. Okay. They start acting out. That could be another symptom of what a victim act like. What else? They may change behaviors. They might used to do one thing and they do something way over the top. It it could change. But one thing about perverts, they're like chameleons. They always changing. They're always changing because they have to fit in to the cultural norms outwardly. But they are devils. They're real devilish. They're real devilish. They're about themselves. They're selfish, or they only want to be perceived as being good to be perceived as good when people are around. But it's when you're not around, when people aren't around. What are they like in private? He has an arsenal of pornography. I mean, the detectives told me that this guy had such an arsenal. And you know what happened? What else happened to me at the time of his arrest, when I got his ass arrested? Um, oh God, I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, I wanted to get access to the record to put a FOIL, Freedom of Information request, and they denied it to me, the file. And they lied, and well, I presume that they're lying when they say, well, we don't know what what file, we can't find a file. Well, they were able to find the mugshot, so how come they can't find the file associated with that mugshot? You know what I'm saying? So that gave me the feeling that they're lying. And there was a kiddie porn, what do you call it? A ring in Long Island, New York, where some of this abuse happened. Yes. It's a small town. I have a feeling that that it might have been part of a larger operation. And there were other things about my brother's case. And you know what else? I'm going to say this too. And I'm going to say this also for my protection. And I've mentioned this several times, but I didn't tie in the two. Now, I was warned by someone that I shouldn't make mention about this particular brother of mine. Okay? But see, I'm so scared for these children. I'm so frightened for these children because I know what happened to me and other members by this fucking pervert. That I think he's on the prowl. And I want to prevent that from other victims. I want to prevent other victims to happen. That this person could try to hurt me, and who they're married to could try to hurt me. An incident happened to me with a family member and a different family member, and I was targeted. So it was the first and only time this thing happened to me. And this person, gotta make sure my fingers are. We were just about to go. Maybe 5 minutes later, we were stepping out of the restaurant. It's the first time I've ever been there, and I'm really not in. I really don't go out with this family member a lot, but he had, for whatever reason, he wanted to see me. But this person deals with the person that sexually violated me, and so I don't really feel that comfortable around him because I'm wondering, hey, how come you're trying to befriend me and then you're with that pervert, and you also finance that pervert so that they can get a legal representation. So I don't know whose side you're on. But well, anyway, last year in May, I was having a fun conversation with this family member, and then something happened. Um, something something energetically hit me. It affected um, my head, and it made my heart race. It caused diarrhea and and my ears to ring. But the first symptom at the restaurant was my heart racing and my head. And then I went to the ER with this same person, and they couldn't find anything. Well, the heart was racing, and they put the monitor on me because my heart was racing erratically, and that's documented. And then in the morning, my ears started hurting, and diarrhea for 1 month. I believe they have this device. It's a microwave device that you can shoot at people, and it can give them these weird symptoms like I had. And I'm not with this person a lot, but all of a sudden this happened to me. And I also heard somebody say, like something in my mind say to me, I'm sick and tired of hearing you say, and it's something. It was like in a whisper, real quiet, real soft in my mind. And this was the first and only time something like this happened. The whole thing happened for like maybe no more than 15 seconds. Why did I have this phenomenon? And it was just by chance. This family member all of a sudden wants to come visit me. And I'm wondering whether or not this person, that whether he was responsible, or who he's associated with responsible. I don't know. But I was warned. Hey, be careful what you say, because they could try to do something to you. And this person also was targeted. So, I mean, not the person I'm with, but somebody else that I know. Yes, okay, take care, Tammy. Bye-bye. So I'm wondering what's going on. And so I'm sharing this to YouTube so that if after this video, if I get the same targeting, that we know that this could be a correlation. But I say this, whatever what you do, I'm going to talk strength. I'm going to talk strength to power. Or I should say power. I'm going to talk power to strength. Whatever the expression goes. I'm going to speak to it. And whatever you do to me, it's documented. I had documented what happened to me to the authorities, so that when it happens again, you will be held responsible. So you try to do something to me, I'm going to do something to you through my connections. That's right, I have connections. You try to touch me like you did to me last year, it's going to fall back on you. That's all I'm saying. It's going to fall back on you. And how dare you, whoever was behind that, how dare you? Here you got all these people in the media doing who knows what to all these people, all these children, and because I'm talking to someone, you're going to target me for nothing? It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So yes, I put it out there so that anyone who hears this knows my story, knows that I was targeted last year, and that the authorities know. And so yeah, you try it, you try to hurt me again, well, I'm protected. That's all I'm saying. I am protected. You fucking coward. Yeah, I am using strong words right now. But you know you got to talk strength to power. And how dare you violate children? And how dare certain family members to know and not tell and not protect? Shame on you. Shame on you. And yeah, don't come and be calling and harassing me for this video. I'm going to hang up. Yeah, speak strength to power. Expose wickedness when you see it. That's all I can say right now. But I thank the universe. I thank the universe for hearing me, and that those girls, I pray for their safety. I pray for their safety. And if you do hear, if my nieces do hear this video, I've been praying for you and trying to help you over the years. And I'm really sorry about your situations. But always know that you could always go to those authorities, and I will back you with what I know and what happened to me. Be strong, be courageous, and it's not your fault. It's not your fault what happened to you. It's not in your head. They always try to make you look like that you're the crazy one. No. They just they're just liars and deceivers and manipulators, as they are. That's their nature. And they don't change. I thought they were going to change. They didn't change. In fact, they got worse. Perverts get worse as time goes on because they need more and more to get off on. And that's why they're so dangerous. I'm really sorry about everything, how I wish there were more that I can do. People who know, please come forward. Please come forward and share what you know about that person. It's at least that you can do. So I thank you all for watching this live stream. And I apologize again for my language at times. I am very, very sorry. It's I haven't really gotten this angry before. But it's all good. It's all good, you know. The Creator is good. Give positive affirmation. That's also why I did that affirmations video. That part of the healing is to reprogram yourself. See, only you can really fix you because you are your own being. So to talk good to yourself, I did an affirmation video just yesterday that I want to listen to over and over again that gives positive